Alex Vorman slouches in a folding chair in a basement room of U.S. Exam's corporate campus, wishing he could call his wife. He'd like to vent, perform a little comedy routine called My Shitty Day. You wouldn't believe the inanity we've got going over here is... He used to enjoy calling Isabel at the lab and luring laughter to her serious surface. She'd giggle and protest.
Alex, I'm so busy.
Still, she'd be tickled and glad he called. Alex would like to call Isabel, but Isabel's dead. She's been dead now nearly a year. Diane Topper, director of U.S. Exam's SCAT project, Secondary Composition Advancement Testing, appears at Alex's side dressed in one of her citrus-colored power suits. She inserts a piece of paper into his field of vision.
Remember this essay? You gave it a 0. The Quality Control Panel gave it a unanimous score of 3. Can you account for the discrepancy?
Alex is used to Diane bringing his work back to him, querying his scores, defending inept young essayists. He leans back in his chair for a better view of the essay, wanting Diane to notice his wrinkled, untucked polo shirt, his faded jeans with the fringy tear in the knee. He rakes his fingers through unkempt hair and tries to remember the essay and author. Of course, Tina Criswell, age 13, of Fort Collins, Colorado. In response to the essay question, "What do you think is America's biggest problem? What can be done to fix it? Use details and examples to make your writing vivid to the reader," Tina wrote, "Teen pregnancy, abstain until marriage." Her script is neat, tight, curlicued. Beneath her words, she drew a winking smiley face. The smiley face is provocative and impossible to interpret. What does it mean? Sex will be hot when you finally have it? Abstinence is a joke? Alex encountered this essay just before lunch and felt it a perfect candidate for the 0 score. The student does not attempt to address the question and/or the student's answer is illegible and/or written in a language other than English. He looks up at Diane, hoping she'll take his bewilderment personally. A 3? Diane raises her eyebrows, a direct challenge to his intelligence. Alex rummages through his papers for the holistic scoring guidelines and reads aloud from the description of a 3. Vague focus. I didn't see any focus. Content limited to a listing of ideas. Where do you see ideas? Inconsistent organization. Organization of what? Repeated weaknesses in mechanics and usage. What mechanics? What usage? Diane, this girl didn't write anything. She didn't take the question seriously. Diane places her hand tenderly over Tina's words. The sleeve of her blazer slides up her wrist, revealing a stiff white cuff and a gold watch with a butterfly-shaped face.
We consider this an attempt. A minimal attempt, but an attempt nevertheless. There is focus. The focus is teen pregnancy. 2 ideas are listed and organized. 1, teen pregnancy is a problem, and 2, a possible solution is to abstain from sexual activity until marriage. There are no weaknesses in mechanics and usage. Indeed, we have a sophisticated use of the imperative verb form.
Alex surveys the basement room's sulfur-yellow walls, the urine-colored window overlooking the back of a shrub. Is it possible that this is all a bad dream from which he'll eventually awake? He scoots his chair back to face Diane more directly. I can't believe the panel gave this a 3. Do the guidelines mean anything? Are you sure the QC people aren't working off the guidelines for first and second graders? He's exaggerating his dismay. He really doesn't care about anything except bucking against Diane and U.S. Exam and this whole dubious enterprise of branding adolescents with numerical scores. You're rewarding this girl for doing nothing. We know she's smart. She used the word abstain and spelled it correctly. She blew this test off. She told you to take your test and shove it. Diane draws a long breath meant to display how much oxygen her response will cost her.
One of our concerns, Alex, is that you seem to have difficulty recognizing effort when you see it. You consistently score lower than the panel by 2 or 3 points. This is unacceptable in the long run, but in the contemporary, we're willing to work with you.
Alex tries to calm down. He does need the job, after all. He allows penitence into his voice. Look, I made a judgment call. I don't call this an attempt, not for a 7th grader. See this space here? He touches his hand to the exam booklet, the blank answer space. This should be filled with words, thoughts, ideas.